afternoon, Africa. My name is Kezia Doda Bia, correspondent of PR Times Africa in North Cyprus. And today I have Mr. Barish with me, the CEO of A to Z. He produces African good food, good African products, and many things you can imagine. And today we are going to hear from Mr. Barish about what his business is all about. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for having us here.
You're welcome.
Sir, please tell us about your business and what A to Z stands for.
I would like to start by introducing myself. My name is Barish Gürsel, and I was born here in North Cyprus. And I have grown up in UK, and I did my studies in London. And after completing my education, I came to Cyprus, and I had 13 years university experience as a lecturer at the university. I'm an English teacher, and I have managed to get the chance to meet thousands of students.
Okay, sir, can you tell us what's your business and what's the meaning of A to Z?
Okay, my business actually, I don't see it as a business because, okay, after teaching at the universities 13 years, I started to open an office to support African students on the island, because I realized while I was teaching at the university, they come across with lots of different difficulties, because for most of them it was their first time traveling abroad, and they come into a different continent, they come into a different speaking language, they come into a different traditions, different cultures. So I knew and I've been witnessed that like they are facing lots of difficulties here on the island. So I opened an office, and at the beginning I didn't really put the name of the office because I wanted the people who are coming to office to give a shape, and I just wanted to go with the demand how it's going to be shaped. And because I have received so many different here and there questions, and so many different difficulties to cope with, I finally end up putting the name of the office A to Z. So, which means like from like the alphabet, like A, B, C to Z, it's like we are open to help African students in every field what they're asking for. And what I just said, like I don't see it as a business because okay, all right, I have to charge them some small amount for some various services, but like almost like 85% of the services I'm giving here is without any charge. So I don't really see it as a business. It's like maybe like if we call it a combination of a business and a charity, or like helping office, or the offices they have in Europe, they have like small offices under embassies, they call it home office concept, like helping the international people. That's the main vision how we started by setting up the A to Z office.
Sir, please tell us at what age did you establish your company?
Um, to establish the company, it's been 13 years at the university experience, and after 13 years, it's been 8 years since I'm running this company. And it's been around my late 30s, maybe beginning of 40s, about like 40 years old maybe. Yeah.
What are Africans looking for when they come to you, sir?
Okay, so as you understand from the name, like A to Z, it's very difficult to put the demand into categories, because the number of people that African people we have on the island is huge. I'm saying huge when you compare it to the population of North Cyprus population is almost like 500,000, and almost like 35,000 African students presently active on the island. So this population is a very good number of group of students, like which is coming from the same country, same continent actually, Africa. So basically, I can't put their demand into categories, but what we do is like we can guide them for they mainly we can say like for daily problems they have, like finding some locations, um, getting their resident permits, student resident permits, or maybe they look for accommodation. Um, for example, they want to buy a car or rent a car, or some health issues, which is one of the most popular ones, some private problems, or there are some difficulties sometimes they come across with the police that I can guide them. Um, any other troubles they face with, I choosing a place to eat. Africa is a totally different culture, so African food is something totally different when you compare it to Cyprus and Turkish food. So these are the basic things, like I'm trying to guide them, but of course there are some many more which I can't name it at the moment.
How long do you intend to continue running your company and also build your relationships with other African countries, sir?
Basically, it's been 8 years now, and I feel like I have just started. you know. So if you are enjoying what you are doing, and if you are touching people's life in a good way, um, this looks like it's gonna carry on like forever. So what we are doing here is we are always honest, and we are always open and transparent to all people, all the students that they visit me, so that like we're not thinking that we are doing this business for the time being and tomorrow we are going to do something else. We are making the basement of the company's construction so strong that so the future can be more promising for us, so that like we can touch more lives of Africans in the future. So I'm afraid I am not going to give you an definite answer to your question, but I believe as long as I breathe, I'm going to carry on.
All right, sir. What's your plans for Africans in Cyprus?
Okay, for Africans, I let me be honest with you. um, okay, we just started with the office. That's the foundation of the office, and with the demand of the African students, we have opened an African restaurant, which is the oldest restaurant on the island as an African restaurant. And after that, we started a small African market, which we can provide African students that they can cook at home the way they want, because I know Africa is a huge continent. Nigeria is almost like 400,000 million. So I believe the way of cooking something, it's not possible to make it one way. So some tribes, they have their own way cooking. So at a restaurant, you cannot please all customers because they have different way of growing up in taste wise. So when we open an African market, we provided them to cook the way they want at home. And the next branch we have is an African bakery. At the moment, we are producing agege breads, but we have some other products under baking section like meat pie, chin chin, popov, um, we samosa, even like we have egg roll, fish roll, those things. But I want to extend the business on the baking as well to make it like to reach more Africans on the island. And the last branch that we are working on it at at the moment, which is like it's a kind of moving, but like we haven't focused on it yet. Um, we are at the foundation of African laundry, so that like we know that like on the island, most of the international students they have difficulties in washing up their clothes, and the first machine that's been broken at home when they rent a place is the washing machine. So from strategizing from there, that's what we are working. But we are what I can how can I summarize it? Like we are like 100% focused on African students, and the majority of the African students basically is Nigerians. So uh, that's what we've been doing so far, and there are many more things, but like at the moment, like I can't express all of them.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, like you said, some Africans travel to abroad. They don't know where they are coming to, or they don't know how the system is like. So, I'd like to ask you, if these Africans are coming in, would you like to be like a mirror to them when they come into the island?
That's actually that's one of the biggest problems like the newcomers facing with at the moment, because while they're coming here, they've been directed by some of the agents, and actually they are not guided; they are misguided. So while they're coming, like what they have been informed and what they have been knowledged is mostly with the wrong information. So while they're coming here, they are expecting something different, and when they come here, they see that that's what they were informed, and that's what they were expecting. Cyprus Island, let me tell you this way, is a very peaceful island. The crime rate is very low. We can say like almost none. The weather is perfect, the location is perfect, the natural beauties. I know Africa is much better than any other world's continents in the name of natural beauties. I know, but like Cyprus has its own natural beauties by the nice seas and shores, you know. But you know, when you come to Cyprus, it is always wrong information to be given. You are going to come here, you are going to work. It's very easy to find job here, and what you earn, you are going to pay your school fee and other expenses. That's not possible. Here on the islands, okay, because the island is small and the island has big population of students, international students, the total from other countries like Turkey as well, the total is over 100,000 students on the islands. So if you go in the street and if you see like every four person, one is a student. So in this perspective, it's not really easy to find a job on the islands. But yes, you can find a job, but that job can only pay your daily expenses and your accommodation and the utilities at home. But you shouldn't expect you are going to work and you are going to pay your school fee. That's not possible. So those students, they could come here with the same thoughts. They had a kind of a disappointment, and they look for some funds and they look for some job opportunities which can be paid with high salaries, but that's not really possible on the islands. So whoever is going to come here should they should already prepare the sponsors from back home that they are going to pay their school fees, and the rest I believe they can sort it out. So in this case, most of the people, they call it agents. I call them so-called agents. They are misguiding these people. So I have lots of people calling me from Africa, from Nigeria. They're asking about their daily lives here on the island, the expenses, the house rents, and how much they should be come with for their monthly expenses. And here my position is very, very important because when I give them the information, I'm very sincere and I'm very open and transparent because I have no expectation apart from their being good and like happy.
So, sir, if you want to connect, like to do more business with Africans, what kind of business will you want to involve yourself?
Cyprus is okay. It can be seen like it's a developing country, but it's well developed country. Uh, Maybe we don't have the best roads or we don't have the best system in the world, but like the people, the Cypriots, um, we have the European view and our lands, our island belongs to Europe. So I mean like it's a very good opportunity to make investments on the island this way. Cyprus is divided into two, and there is a project, and they are working on it to make the island one as it used to be. So there will be in the future there will be no North Cyprus, there will be no South Cyprus. Actually, we are the same people but speaking different languages. Basically, we have no problem with each other, but as the big countries, there they have high expectation on the island. So, as I say in the army, the best way to rule a country is divide and rule. So, and then lately we've been informed, and it was on the news that like they found a big potential of gas under the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, so the only way taking out this gas is like to make the island one according to the law of European Union. So once Cyprus becomes one again, that time everything will make as a worthwhile, maybe like three, four, maybe five times more. So as an investment on the Cyprus, at the same time, it's a good thing to do before Cyprus becomes one, because at that time it will be everything will be much more expensive. But now it's a good opportunity to make investment here on the islands. And when I say investment on the islands, the investment should be the first step should be like if we are cooperating with an African business people, the first step should be taken is like to support Africans on the islands, to give them better way of life, to provide them a good vision on the island, because it looks like that much more Africans will be coming to these islands, because we Cypriots, we are very welcoming and we are very hostile and we are very open to new races. So we don't see people like this is from this country and that person is from this country. Like we welcome them. By making this investment on the island, the priority should be given to the better standards to be taken for African students on the island. In that way, we can improve their conditions as well.
All right, thank you very much, sir. It's really a great pleasure to be with you today. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.